What's up, guys? Uh, trade recap plus educational video right now. So, this is gonna be a really good video, especially right now because we're like in a pretty like bad price action or slower price action. So you can just look at the daily time frame. Um, and look at this, we're pretty much like ranging, so we're not in a continuation market like we were during this big move up, right? So it was pretty easy, at least easier for how I trade, because you just gotta wait and catch those longs of retracements like this, compared to now when we're just kind of not going into like one clear direction. So that's why this is gonna be a great video, because I'm gonna explain how I still manage to make money in these markets. So I I I think we all find that New York AM is pretty choppy right now. There's not like as much high quality setup that there is normally. So I started to take like a better look, like to just really look into Asia session, and I've actually found plenty of high quality setups. So today was actually one. I took a super nice trade on Asia session, and I'm just gonna be explaining why I took it and how you can do it the exact same. So let's get into it. So basically, how I found my bias. So if we go on the hourly time frame, we do have a lot of good UOLs to the downside. We have all those LR right there. Um, and then oh, on the lower time frame, we also have like kind of all those lows. But since open, we kind of traded away from these draws and more towards these highs around here and the CPI swing high. All right, so this is basically CPI swing high, because, and here I don't say that a wick because we swept the wick like at 831 or something like that. So it's like more like it's still a good draw, but it's not as good as if it was untouched, basically. So that's why I called it the CPI swing. So here I'm just looking for like some sort of continuation. Um, so as we can see, we are pretty close to 8 p.m., which we normally have like some sort of manipulation, or like we have a big move at 8 p.m. because it's like the official opening of like Asia, if I can say. So here we basically have a 5 minute, like a 15-minute intermediate flow, because we tap into this 15-minute fair value gap here. So this is make this low a 15-minute intermediate low. Bang. And the like other main reason for my bias, because my bias here is just mainly when I see price take CPI high. And on ES, we have so much like all this LR leading to it, right? So that's basically also why I'm pretty bullish. So we have this 15-minute intermediate low, and then we're just gonna go um, and wait for 8 p.m. open. So 8 p.m. is going to be opening. Oh fuck. Oh my god, no. I'm gonna Alright, so I had a few issues with FX replay because it basically sucks. I can't like go, because it was yesterday, it kind of counts of like for today, so I can't like replay price. It's a bit weird. So I'm just gonna be using the screenshots of my trade to just show the trade. So basically we we stopped like the FX replay thing right before 8 p.m. So basically at 8 p.m. what did we do? We opened lower, so we didn't take any liquidity, right? We didn't sweep this high, neither did we sweep the data wick. So we just added some more liquidity here and then manipulated to the downside towards the 30-minute fair value gap that we just created. And this is also the 15-minute swing low. No, intermediate low basically. So we generated some more liquidity and we traded towards the 30-minute. So we hit the 30-minute fair value gap and swept the 15-minute intermediate low. We then got a 1-minute inverse right there. And I actually didn't enter. I don't think I entered as soon as we inversed this one, just because I didn't like the big wick. And then we got a better closure right there, so I entered right there. So basically it's super simple. 8 p.m. So 1 hour power of 3, because we manipulated, then we're gonna be distributing, right? So generating some liquidity, manipulation, tap into this gap, sweep this low, 1-minute inverse fair value gap, and then my target was basically just those lows, those highs, I mean, towards that wick. So I could have just held for that wick, but I kind of felt like I was maybe being a bit greedy, so I just went for a 1-to-1. But it's definitely a really good target. So like a good target too. So if you just held for that wick, super good too, because it's a really good draw. So and then the other thing I want to mention, I'm just gonna go here, next picture, is we did trade like into a 5-minute gap right there, and I didn't really care about that gap as much, just because of what it is defending against attacking. So it's defending some low resistance high leading to that wick, which is a super good draw, so really good draws. And then it's defending some high resistance liquidity, because we swept this 15-minute intermediate low. So this basically becomes a high resistance low. So the chances of it like holding and not holding are pretty low. So we price is probably just gonna be going through it, and it's basically what happened, right? So we inverse this 5-minute gap and hit TP at the same time. So the only thing I was maybe scared about is, as we can see here, we just like tap in the 5-minute gap, reject, then resweep the low, and then we get the distribution with more liquidity. So I was just scared that we create more liquidity and then stop on that low. That was my only worry, but I still took the trade because it looked good and because of what I explained earlier with attacking and defending. So that's basically the trade. There's not much to add, like super clean continuation. And yeah, could have held for like a 2R here, but I just went for like my piece of the pie and took the 1R. So that's pretty much the whole trade. So I used the 1 hour power of 3, which is super good to use, especially when we're trading Asia. I really like to use those hourly candle, like this high time frame candle open, and yeah, clean trade. So I hope y'all maybe learned something from this little recap, and I definitely encourage y'all to just look into Asia's session to find some great setup like this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments on Discord or on Instagram. So yeah.